Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about the power of pepper balls. Do they really work? Are they really effective for self-defense? Also, before I go on this video, I want to talk about sometime in the gun and less lethal community, there's an undertone conversation that if somebody is from another country, or let's say if they're from the Middle East or they're from another region of the world, we have this terrorist type of approach, and people say, well, they don't look trustworthy. Check your bigotry, because everybody may not believe the way you believe or the religion that you believe, but they have every right to be here if they came here the right way, and tax-paying citizens. They have the right to be here and be treated with dignity and respect. So I wanted to say that. I want to talk about the pepper ball. Like, if you got any type of less lethal weapon or package, most of the time you got some type of pepper ball. Like, burner is always that orange and gray, right? Or that blue and gray, because that the other version, I can't think of it, their highest grade. I have broken enough balls. Yeah, that it. I have touched it, or the ball break, or somehow when I had the 7 round, then I did 8 in the chamber. With the compression, the ball would get crushed just because the movement of my bag, my less lethal bag and lethal bag now, it break, and then I can smell it through my bag, and then I have to take the whole thing out. Put some gloves on, and I put it in the sink, and I put water over my whole burner just to get it. But if you have ever had the ball break, it really gets in your nostril and your throat. It just feels like you just got this phlegm and you're going to throw up. I've never took a direct shot. I'd rather get hit with the kinetic than to take a pepper ball to the chest and mess up my whole evening. But it looks like it's a real deal. I know some people have gotten like super grade. I bought a round of. I reviewed it on my channel a long time ago, but I bought a round of something from eBay, and it was literally like it was like cayenne pepper. It looks like that. It had like a silver ball in the middle, but the capsule, the covering was clear. That was strong, but I felt the burner was a little bit stronger. Now, a lot of people say that there's other versions, like Grimberg has a version, Pepperball has a version, Mace, of course, has a version. They the one that started the pepper spray, started it all. So they are legends in the game. I've heard they're pretty powerful. I think it is very effective, and depending on how you do it, you can do a kinetic, 2 pepper balls, kinetic kinetic, or you can do every other. Currently, I have one pepper ball in the chamber, and then the rest kinetic. And I don't put an extra one. Like I for a while, I felt like I was trying to do the all the rounds plus one. They put a new round. All my balls were breaking from from burner. So I stopped for the longest time. I just maybe the last month I started adding kinetics back. At pepper balls back into my my rounds, because everything is not always everything situation. Like I'm a big believer that pepper spray is really more of an outdoor thing or a distance thing. I don't want to spray pepper spray in my house. So let's say your children come in that have pepper spray. I shoot them, they gag, go to the ground. Well, they still in the area. They still in the area, and I got to I have to engage that, right? So I have to oh shoot, I gotta take care of that. That's the time where you don't want pepper spray. Pepper ball and pepper spray. I think it's like a open area. If this person is over here, you spray them and you can get away, or you can get out of their vicinity. Most likely, they may not come to you unless they're close, and then you disperse it. So you have to be mindful of what rounds that you do. I know I have at times, done target practice in my burner tent, and in my rounds, I try to change out the rounds, make sure there's no pepper ball, and I have maybe missed one, and it hit the tent, and then when I'm collecting all the balls and I'm like, oh shoot, that's the pepper ball, and it didn't break, thank God. But I've had it broken in my garage when I had a house, and man, I gagged, and one time it was in the whole garage, and when I was married, everybody gagged, so it does work, but it's not foolproof. There's some people who can outlast a pepper ball. I was watching an episode of Family Guy, and the lady Quagmire was being Quagmire, giggity giggity, and he was flirting with a woman, and that woman sprayed him, and he laughed it off like, oh, I got tolerance for that, right? So it's not foolproof. Some people it work on, some people not. But you always want to have a backup. If the pepper ball doesn't get them, the kinetic will. What is another occasion you could do a pepper ball spray or a pepper ball? Let's say a person is having an issue and they're going back and forth and they yelling back, yeah, but they're not going to do nothing and they keep on dreading. You can shoot that ground in front of them. Possibility they come at you, possibility not, but you got distance on your side and you practice. That's the time when you practice. You don't practice when the event happened, you practice before. So you hit them and then you can hit them with kinetics, and that could possibly take them down, and you're in a much better situation than before. While you for something to happen. There's times you have to use common sense. There's times the pepper ball spray. I saw this thing where this person was, this cop was telling this person to get out of the car, and the person wouldn't get out of the car. But they wasn't doing anything, and they wasn't sure, so they shot. The person had open area in their car, and the cop shot with a pepper ball in the car, and it broke. And eventually this person who was doing nothing but wasn't listening to the officer's request eventually got out of the car, and then start gagging, doing all that. I think that's the time you can use pepper ball situations. I think it's a distance thing. You need distance to do it. You need distance and a way to get out. If you're in an outdoor situation, and let's say if you're a security officer, and that is your number one, that's probably something you go to. But it's kind of hard. You wish you can kind of touch a button and switch it, like switch it to kinetics if you need it, or a pepper ball you can need it by a touch of the button, like how you see old movies where they can switch it by a touch, sci-fi movies. But fortunately, you kind of have to know your element and prepare for it. Like you may, you're going to be in an indoor area, you may want to do kinetics fully. If you're in an outdoor setting, you use pepper ball. Sometimes it's a mixture, sometimes you just, can make it. Now, there are some solution to get out of an area. If it's pepper ball in the area, you could just take a shirt or take off your shirt, cover your mouth and face, and walk past that area if they are on the ground gagging. But by that time, you hopefully would get out of the situation. But if it's on your property, that's different. But we could do a whole lot of what ifs. What if this? What if they say Yogi the Bear? That's a scenario. Now, I may have my lethal people say, "Oh shoot, I just have a gun and finish the person." Once again, hear me what I say. Every bullet you shoot out, it's a lawyer behind it, and it's time that your weapon is going to be taken from you, and you possibly can go to jail, even defending your situation. So it's good to have a less lethal option, and lethal just in case. Like if they match with lethal, I match with lethal. If they have nothing, I match lethal. You gotta use the common sense. For the occasion. Everything is not for every occasion. So, I'm a proud, lethal person now. I guess for 6 months and maybe 8 months now. But I am a less lethal before lethal, because I believe life is important. But some environments you have no choice. I mean, if it's to save lives, or fortunately another gun shooting, you got to go lethal. There's just no way around it. But most of our problems for us regular civilians, and not, weekend warriors or want to be gangsters, lethal would do the job, and a lot of times we just walk out of the situation. A lot of times, a walkout situation. But you know, you gotta see the situation and go accordingly. The domestic violence situation, what, you know, maybe lethal. I mean, if you're a female, definitely I would go possibly lethal. Less lethal should do the job, but you want backup too, just in case. But it depends on the environment, the person who's your enemy. I'm 5'10", 280. It's not too many people gonna try to take me on, and I'm not even talking about the martial art background I've been doing for the past 10 years. You definitely don't want to take me on. And I'm not bragging or saying I'm the best, which I'm not. There's much better people, but I'm no lightweight either. Even as I get older, I'm getting wiser. So, but anyway, tell me what you think. You think less lethal with kinetics, or less lethal with pepper balls and kinetics, or just all pepper balls? What's your scenario? What's your thinking? So, have a good one.